All right, welcome. I guess we can get started with the forum pitches. So my name is Jochen, together with Artem Poliviani, who is still in Melbourne, Australia today. He presented his paper online also this morning in the process mining session. We organized the Kai's forum, so I'm very honored to present you our papers today. Maybe very quickly. So the Kai's forum is dedicated to visionary papers, to papers that have a particular focus on an emerging topic, a controversial opinion or position, etc. And also more tool-oriented papers, so with a particular type of demo included as well. You find the proceedings via the Kai's websites, and also if you use this QR code. And there's also a few, but only a few, so if there's remaining authors who want to send in an extended version of their paper, then you can definitely do so. We will add it to the Kai's forum YouTube channel. All right, so what I also should say before I leave the floor to our presenters, thank you to all our PC members. We had many of them. We had several, we had 24 different submissions. So thank you to all our PC members to be here and to have worked with us to review all the papers. Ultimately, out of the 24 valid papers, I think we had a few more submissions in EasyChair, but a few of them were discarded immediately. Out of the 24 submissions, ultimately 15 of them were selected to be presented as a poster. So you see them here. So the posters are actually in the coffee room. I think I do have one more slide on that. So here you see already the first 8 and the last 7 papers. So the posters are presented in the coffee room. So I think you will have noticed already. Of course, the authors, the forum authors, cannot be at the coffee room or in the coffee room at all times. So please use the Wova app or talk to the person if you would like to have a discussion on the particular poster. Yeah, I think all presenters would really appreciate if you reach out to them. And you can of course also use Wova to provide feedback in the app or raise questions in the app. You have the opportunity to do so. All right, so how will it work? Well, this will definitely be the most dynamic session. We have a few people who present, well, via video, because they couldn't make it today. There's a few authors who have also some animations on their slides, so if you're present and you see your name on the slide and you can come forward, you use this microphone or the microphone at the desk, and I will make sure that we go to the next presenter, okay? So, Sven, I invite you to come to the front and explain your paper.
Yeah, welcome also from my side. Yeah, I'm Sven Michalzyk. Yeah, I'm a PhD student from the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. And yeah, we have built a research prototype for a very important real-world context, I think so, for the supplier selection, which is becoming a very complex decision-making problem because it's shifted from a pure cost orientation to consider various objectives and various constraints. And in interviews in industry with the Robert Bosch GmbH, we figured out that the employees who should select suppliers basically not lack the analytical and technical knowledge in order to do so, to really select suppliers in a very efficient and optimal way. So they often ask themselves, what is the optimal combination of suppliers to cover my current transportation demands? And then they use tools like Excel, but with Excel they cannot apply linear optimization models very efficiently. And therefore we built and designed a self-service analytics system for this context, for the specific context in supply chain management. And this is also necessary because we see on the market data scientists who have this analytical and technical knowledge, and also data engineers are lacking on the market. And even if they are existing, the exchange process between the business analysts, the buyers basically, this is a very inefficient exchange process, and therefore we need some kind of IS system, a self-service analytics system, which is an established kind of information system these days, a new kind of BI&A systems. And as a result, we defined this linear optimization model and make it available through the self-analytic system, and they are able to parameterize the system in business terms. And we also contributed with a lot of requirements which may also apply to other contexts. So if you are interested, we can discuss our work at a paper and at a poster session, and yeah, please come to the session then. Yeah, cool.
All right, thank you very much, Sven. So Daniel is next.
Yeah, hello everyone, my name is Daniel, and we are presenting a tool paper which is called Temporal Performance Analysis for Block-Structured Process Models in Cortado. And this is joint work together with Lukas, Schade, Sebastiaan van Zelst, and Will van der Aalst. And the tool itself, it's a process mining tool, as you might see. And it is intended specifically for interactive process discovery. So it allows user to gradually build up process models from event data. And within this tool, we have added performance analysis functionality. And as the title says, we are focusing on block-structured process models. So quite often you see them as process trees, but you can also visualize them as BPMN models. And by focusing on block-structured process models, it allows us to have very specific and detailed performance indicators for each block that the model is composed of. So that's quite novel compared to all the other tools, which are also providing performance analysis functionality. The tool is freely available, so we have standalone builds for Windows and Linux. So if you're interested you will find on the poster all the details, where to download it and how to get it running. And yeah, that's it. If you have further questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. All right, Iris is next. Just a small tip, if you speak in this microphone, you have to hold it a bit like a rapper, right? No, it's you can use this one.
Where? This one?
Yeah, next. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Our poster is about fork involving traces in software development. The work is done by Amir and myself, and we are led by 3 research questions that refer to forking in open source software development. As you know, forks are used for collaborative work and also for reuse purposes. And we wanted to see what leads to forking and what happens after forking in software development in order to understand it better. The first research question refers to event types, some categories. For this purpose, we defined a framework which refers both to the involved elements, but also to the nature of the event. We separated between action and observation operations. The 2 other research questions, we developed a 3-step process in which first we created event log. In our case, we created a data set of more than 3.6 million events. Then we use process mining techniques in order to analyze which variants we have. And then we use statistical models in order to analyze and answer the 2 research questions. In order not to spoil the results, you can visit our poster. There are also a code that you can scan there and get some explanation. And of course, you can approach me either by Hova or in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you very much. So the next presenter is not here, but provided a recording, and I hope this all goes.
Hello everyone, my name is Nguyen, a first-year PhD student from Japan. This time, I will introduce our recent work on a novel web platform that enables the interoperation between tactile sensing devices and ROS domain services. This platform is named Web of Tactile Things, or WOTT, which is built on top of the proven W3C Web of Things technology. To prove the effectiveness of our solution, we replicated a digital twin of a soft-vision-based haptic device. Given the physical properties, tactile information, and events, a common data model for the interoperation is a must. So in this paper, we firstly propose a data model for such tactile devices based on WOT things description. Also, we set up a server to connect the physical tactile sensor to a WOTT platform which provides sensor properties and information to be consumed by a client. And from this, a digital twin can be replicated. The performance of the platform is then evaluated by the end-to-end latency. The results prove the feasibility of WOTT in interconnecting tactile sensors with other applications. In conclusion, this work introduces a novel information model to map physical tactile sensors into the digital forms, and we also propose WOTT that supports the interconnection of tactile devices. Thank you for your attention.
And also the next presenter is unfortunately not present in Leuven, but Chun sent us a video.
Hello everyone, my name is Chun Ouyang and I'm from Queensland University of Technology in Australia. I will give a short introduction to our paper on generating purpose-driven explanations. In our study, we're interested in generating explanations for predictive models. The broad area of research is known as Explainable Artificial Intelligence, or XAI, which aims to address a number of purposes. In this paper, we focus on generating explanations for the purpose of model inspection. We follow a standard practice of model inspection, starting from identifying part of the model for inspection, analyzing the issues, arriving at diagnosis, extracting insights about underlying causes, and coming up with recommendations for model improvement. With a focus on predictive process analytics, we propose a conceptual framework for generating model explanations. It starts from model development, which takes event log as the input and follows a standard approach for data mining. At various stages of model development, we extract the primary explanation on how models make decisions, as well as support explanation to provide evidence. These explanations need to be contextualized for a given purpose. For example, are they used for inspecting prediction on single process instance for anomaly detection or a group of traces that are always overdue? And the use for insights often include findings about symptoms, underlying causes, and supporting evidence. Finally, presentation of insights can be supported using an appropriate technique for the target audience. Guided by the framework, we have built an interactive visual explanation interface, which can be accessed by this link. We will also share a video of presentation, including a quick demo of the visual interface. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to contact us for any questions or feedback.
All right, and then I invite Alberto, is it, right? There you go.
Okay, so hello, my name is Alberto Garcia from the Polytechnic University of Valencia in Spain. And the poster that my colleagues and I present here is focused on improving genomics knowledge representation. So in this context, which is genomics, there's a vast amount of knowledge that is fully represented, or even worse, it's not represented at all, right? It's in the mind of domain experts, and this obviously complicates both explainability and knowledge transfer, right? So in order to deal with this situation, we created the conceptual scheme of the human genome in UML notation. Now, the main contribution of this work is the ontological analysis and enrichment of a very relevant part of this schema, namely the biological pathways view. This effort has been carried out in previous conceptual schemas with very promising results, and in our case, from a general perspective, we were able to include additional semantics to our model thanks to the OntoUML stereotypes, and also we're able to expand some classes based on the principles of U4A and U4B. So, if you're interested in knowing more about the specific benefits that this exercise delivered to our model, please do not hesitate to come to our poster, and we will be very glad and very happy to answer all the questions that you could have. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. So then I invite Nico to the stage.
So hi, I'm Nico from the University of Stuttgart, and our work focuses on trying to improve the overall productivity of the building/construction industry by leveraging several digital technologies and methods. And so we came up with a general basic architecture called Archibald, and on top of that we came up with a first application for it, which is about an automated task to resource assignment and task scheduling application. And so for this we have 2 industry standards as input, and then we implemented several services for the extraction of the necessary information, then for checking the data quality and possibly also enrich the data quality. And then we integrate the data together and run the matcher, and then on top of it we run the optimizer. And so yeah, if you have any question, our video is also in the playlist, but you can also always come up to ask me. So thanks.
Thank you very much. Sebastiaan is next.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sebastiaan from TU Berlin, and together with my colleagues I looked into serverless systems and how to configure them. And why is this difficult? Well, imagine we have this serverless application consisting of more than one function, and we want to make it faster. So what we do, we just turn one of the configuration knobs and observe if it fixes our problem, and we observe something we didn't expect. Somehow cost got down, but latency didn't improve much. So okay, we say, let's turn the knob back and do something else. And again, something unexpected happens. So this is an issue, and that's why we looked into this problem. And we noticed that configuration knobs in serverless systems are especially sensitive, and for that reason, we propose some tactics to do these kinds of tasks automatically, more cost efficient and more time efficient. Thank you.
Next is Rebecca.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Eichler, and my paper and poster features the topic, How an Enterprise Data Marketplace Supports Data Democratization in Companies. So very briefly, companies today are collecting all kinds of data, and it's the goal to extract value from this data. Now, for this to happen, we need our employees to be able to find, understand, access, and just generally use our data. And we need our people to also publish the data they have in the enterprise. So the process of empowering employees to do this is what we call data democratization. Now, what we did was we looked at how a data marketplace, which is a platform for exchanging data, can be used within a company, and how this addresses data democratization issues. More precisely, we looked at the process employees currently have to go through to find and access data, and then we demonstrated how the marketplace improves this through a prototype. So if you're interested, you can have a look at the paper or pop by the poster, and I'm happy to discuss it in more detail.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Next is Dominic.
Great, it's dynamic. Does it work? Yeah. Hello, Jochen. Thanks for having us. Hello, everyone. I'm Jörg. It's great to be here. Process mining is the discipline of taking log file data, applying algorithms and methods to it, and deriving structural information from this input. It's mostly been used on company data, but it can actually be applied to a variety of scientific fields. Whenever we're approaching a new research problem, we're basically all of us encountering the same issue, and that is finding relevant data. Data that matches your criteria on quality, on quantity, on content, and on privacy. Therefore, we created a set of tools to generate synthetic event logs. You can visually model your business processes, feed them into the simulation, and get your event log as a result. Moreover, you can model your Internet of Things environment. Sorry. still a bit of COVID left over, your Internet of Things environment and sensors and add them to your model to create a synthetic sensor event log. And artifacts such as these are what was required in the very first step where I started some 60 seconds ago. As added quality of life, the tools are easy to use and to access. They are run on a web server, so they run in your browser. You can obviously store your models for later reuse, download your log files. You can seamlessly introduce noise into your data if you so desire. And lastly, use of the tools is completely free of charge. So if you're interested in getting synthetic process mining data, we'll gladly set you up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our next speaker is not present in Leuven, so I have a recording.
Hello everybody, I am Aalst. I'm here to present you the paper, an act tool for food product recommendation focus on nutrients and price. Well, the World Society lives with the double burden of malnutrition, so that about 1/3 of human is nutrient deficient. This phenomenon is mainly generated by poor feeding conditions, causing the onset of diseases, reducing productivity levels, and decreasing the population's life expectancy. Different reasons can cause nutrient deficiency. The two most relevant factors are the price of food products and the lack of knowledge about nutritional values. In this context, this work aims to propose an act tool called Nutrient Price that provides, in an intelligent and personalized way, information related to food products, considering the essential nutrients and the costs associated with this food and nutrients. Nutrient Price is made available to consumers through a mobile application that uses price data extracted from supermarket websites. This data, together with data from users and nutritional values of foods, fits the knowledge base that, based on inference algorithms, recommends products with high nutritional value, low cost, and easy access to the consumer. The act tool encompasses an ontology network as a knowledge base to support recommendation techniques based on information retrieval, collaborative filtering, intelligent process, and knowledge discovery. Our approach is innovative, using a semantic knowledge base and intelligent techniques to recommend nutritionally adequate products. As future work, we propose the extension of the ontology network to add value to the recommendation. I invite everyone to read the paper. Thanks for listening.
So I invite Claudia to also talk at double speed. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That happens. Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm here to present a research that had a double point purpose. First, as a validation study of a framework we're proposing on the usage of factorial survey experiments, and also to understand how transparency, trust, and data protection could affect the download rate of a COVID contact tracing app. So basically, a factorial survey experiment is a survey that is both an experiment and a survey, so this gives internal and external validity. And the idea is that you ask the user to rate different vignettes, and each vignette has one difference between them, and then through statistical methods, you can see how important and how significant was the difference rating between vignettes. In our specific case, we have found out that, for example, universities affect positively in the download rate, whereas when there was private companies, it seemed to be more negative. Open source, for example, didn't seem to be significant compared to proprietary code or between users who didn't download it or downloaded apps. And on the other side, data protection was important for both groups, and obviously high data protection levels were preferred. And we are suggesting the use of FSCs as a way of doing design choices for ethical and socio-technical requirements, but also for requirement prioritization. So if you have any questions or want to discuss the project, we'll happily receive anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then David.
Okay, thank you very much for being here today. I'm David Mosquera, and here I have something very interesting to show you. I have here a representation of a software development project artifacts. Maybe here we have user stories, and here we have code files. And one part of the software quality assurance task is knowing the links between the requirements and what we develop. We call it this tracing the artifacts, right? But if we want to evaluate all the possible traces between these artifacts, we're going to finish with something like this. right? Very error-prone and time-consuming, going for each of these traces and knowing which one is the actual one, right? And that's why we develop OntoTrace. Here, OntoTrace come to the rescue as a topic layer tool that led you to see the project like this, so you can properly see the traces between the artifacts. So if you feel interested on the technology behind of this magic trick, feel free to come to my poster and I will tell you everything. So thank you very much.
Very creative, thank you very much. Then we have Helena.
Do you know that comparative evaluations of explanation methods is seen as almost impossible today? And this is due to the focus of subjective criteria, such as expectation and curiosity. In our meta survey, covering about theoretical maximum of over 2,700 research articles, we suggest you to start measuring the results of the user criteria change instead. The user accuracy or the appropriate trust. My name is Helena Löfström. I'm a data scientist and a PhD student, and feel free to discuss everything about explanation methods with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, and then the final pitch by Maribel. Ah, sorry, it's in.
It's okay, it's in English.
Ah, sorry,
I will say it. It's okay. You can just pass
Yes.
it, please. Thank you. So, hi everyone, my name is Inês Machado, and I'm here today pitching a work to you developed by me, Marimel Yasmina Santos, and Carlos Costa. So, over the years, we get together in these conferences all around the world because science, fortunately, evolves. And if we look a little bit into the evolution of science that was developed by Mr. Screw in a very interesting book that you all should read, one state of this evolution in science is the state of crisis. And when we reach this state of crisis, we need to find a new way to overcome the solutions, the issues that we have in our solutions, actually. And we do it by changing the paradigm. So, if we look a little bit into data architectures, we can easily realize that they have evolved over the years, and we have the data warehouses, then big data warehouses, data lakes, and now we are changing the paradigm into data mesh. So, what is data mesh? Data mesh is a decentralized data architecture that aims to solve the issues that we felt in data lakes and all the other architectures by applying the already known principles of microservices that we use in software engineering, right? But applying it into data architectures. And so we work a little bit around this topic, and today we are here presenting to you what we believe is a technological architectures that aim to base the further implementations of data mesh. And also trying to explain that data mesh is not this monster with 7 heads. Actually, it's something that we are used to and it's familiar to us in terms of technology and just needs a little bit of rearranging. So please come to our poster and we'll show you what data mesh is and not to mess it up. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up the pitch session. So I already invite you for the next coffee break, which is starting right now, to discuss with the forum author papers. And yeah, I wish you a great remainder of the conference. Bye-bye.